What if I told you that your financial problems have nothing to do with money? What if I revealed that your struggle with debt, the 9-to-5 grind, that constant crushing anxiety when you think about your bills, what if none of it is caused by the economy, your job, or your bad luck? What if it's all just a shadow cast by a deep, hidden wound, not in your bank account, but in the most intimate sanctuary of your being, your consciousness? This is the truth we will explore today. And this truth, as the Master Neville Goddard taught us, is the only one that can make you truly free and truly wealthy. You've tried everything. You've done the affirmations. You've stared at your bank balance, trying to manifest a change. You've declared, "I am wealthy," into the mirror. But a quiet, almost imperceptible whisper from deep within your soul replied, "You don't deserve this." Have you ever felt that unexplainable anxiety when you receive an unexpected sum of money? And that strange, almost perverse sense of relief when you spend it all, as if you are unconsciously returning to a state of lack that somehow feels more familiar? This is the sound of a consciousness at war with itself. This internal conflict is the root cause of all financial self-sabotage. It's why you feel stuck. It's the reason opportunities vanish just before you can grasp them. It's why you're trapped in the rat race, running faster and faster, but never getting ahead. It's the reason why true abundance, real financial freedom, always seems like a distant horizon you can never quite reach. You have built an invisible prison around yourself, and its bars are not made of steel, but of guilt, past regrets, and a deep, unconfessed sense of unworthiness. We call this prison financial reality, but it is only a faithful mirror of your inner state. The great 20th century mystic Neville Goddard offered a key, not a key to escape this prison, but a key to dissolve it from the inside out, brick by brick. He understood, with a clarity that still shatters the foundations of our world today, that you cannot heal your finances by trying to manipulate money. Money is an effect. It is a shadow, and you cannot change a shadow by fighting it, nor can you change it by painting over it. You must turn to the object that casts that shadow. You must heal your consciousness. The title of this video, Heal Your Consciousness, Heal Your Finances, is not a poetic metaphor. It is a precise diagnosis and a divine prescription. Neville never taught how to get things from the outside world. He taught how to become inwardly the being who by their very divine nature already possesses, already is what they desire. And the fundamental first step to becoming that being, the only true wealth that exists, is inner peace. Without inner peace, no amount of money will ever give you the feeling of abundance. But how can you find peace when the past shows up every day in the form of bills and collection notices? How can you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled when the dominant feeling you carry is guilt? Guilt for past financial mistakes, guilt for bad decisions, for failed investments, for missed opportunities, guilt for letting your family down, or perhaps even worse, for letting yourself down. This guilt alchemist, is the acid that corrodes the very foundations of your prosperity. This feeling of unworthiness acts as a subconscious program, an invisible thermostat for your wealth. If your guilt sets that thermostat to a level of struggle or just getting by, it does not matter how hard you work or how badly you want to be free. Your subconscious, the God within, which is perfectly faithful to your self-image, will create situations, sabotage, unexpected expenses, bad luck, to bring you right back to the emotional temperature that feels like home. Poverty, for many, is not a lack of money. It is an identity. And so, in a desperate attempt to change, we try to fix the effect. We work harder. We chase new strategies. We look for new hacks or manifestation tricks. But it's like repainting a house whose foundations are sinking into the mud. We are applying fresh paint to rotting wood. The rot is the core belief, I don't deserve it. And as long as that belief remains intact, no technique, no affirmation, and no amount of hustle will ever work long-term. Neville Goddard offered a radical solution, one that many find difficult to accept because of its divine simplicity. He did not say, ignore your past and just move on. He said, rewrite it. He didn't say, fight against the evidence of your senses. He said, use a higher sense, the only real sense, your own wonderful human imagination. Neville's method for inner peace is an alchemical scalpel that allows us to enter our personal history and heal it at the source. This divine method is called revision. It is the sacred art of forgiving reality. You see, this isn't about forgiving other people for what they did to you. It's about forgiving yourself for having imagined and perpetuated a scene, a memory that was beneath your true divine nature. Revision is the tool by which we, as alchemists of consciousness, purify our inner gold. And when the consciousness is healed, your finances, which are only its shadow, have no choice but to reflect that healing. Consider the story of Elena, a story that might resonate deeply with your own. Elena wasn't born into lack. She grew up in a modest but loving family. Yet she carried a seed within her, planted by a casual comment from her childhood. Money is the root of all evil, an authority figure she loved once told her. Years later, Elena, a brilliant and creative woman, decided to start a business. She invested not only her savings, but also a significant part of her family's inheritance, convinced she could create a better future for everyone. But the business failed. It failed catastrophically. The failure wasn't just financial. For Elena, it was a moral conviction. The old seed sprouted into a dark tree of guilt. They were right, she thought. I wanted money, and that is evil. I've been punished. From that day on, her life became an exercise in self-punishment. She accumulated debt, not to live in luxury, but to pay off previous debts, trapping herself in an endless cycle of struggle. She began to unconsciously believe she deserved that struggle. Her financial reality had become the perfect mirror of her inner conviction of unworthiness. Whenever an opportunity arose, Elena would sabotage it. If she received a compliment on her work, she would diminish it. If she was offered a lucrative project, she would find an excuse to refuse, or would price it so low that it guaranteed she would barely survive. She was living crushed by a financial guilt that was, in reality, a spiritual guilt. She was convinced she had committed an unforgivable sin by desiring abundance. Her finances weren't sick. Her consciousness was infected. It was in this state of quiet desperation that she encountered the teachings of Neville Goddard. At first, his words offended her. Imagination creates reality? My desire is a divine gift? How could that be? Her desire had led her to ruin. But having nothing else to hold on to, she kept reading, and she stumbled upon the concept of revision. Neville taught that no act is ever finished. We can go back, not physically, but imaginatively, which is the only reality that matters, and rewrite the scene. Elena was terrified. Rewrite the failure? It felt like a lie, like self-deception. But Neville insisted. The past exists only in your memory, an imaginal act you are perpetuating now. Revision doesn't change the historical fact, but it destroys its emotional meaning, thus healing the consciousness that keeps projecting it into the future as an inevitable destiny. Guilt, Elena realized, was a choice she was making every morning when she woke up, reliving that failure. So, that night, Elena decided to try. She relaxed in her bed, entering that state Neville called the state akin to sleep, SATS, where the conscious mind is quieted and the door to the subconscious is open. In her imagination, she did not return to the moment she signed the bankruptcy papers. She returned to the moment after. In her old memory, there had been a phone call filled with accusations and tears from a family member. In her revision, Elena rewrote that call. She vividly imagined the same person calling her, but this time their voice was filled with pride. "Elena," they said, "I know the business didn't go as you hoped, but I am so proud of your vision and your courage. You've learned so much. This experience is going to be the foundation of your next incredible success." In her imagination, Elena felt the warmth of forgiveness. She felt the guilt dissolve. She felt peace. The first night was difficult. The old memory fought to reassert itself. But Elena persevered. Night after night, for weeks, she returned to that scene and relived it in its healed form. She wasn't trying to get money. She was desperately seeking inner peace, forgiveness. She was healing her consciousness. And then something began to change, not on the outside, but within. The crushing feeling of unworthiness started to fade. She surprised herself one day, looking at a store window, admiring a coat she liked. And for the first time in years, her first thought wasn't, "I can't afford it," or "I don't deserve it." Her first thought was, "That would look good on me." She didn't buy it, but the thought had changed. Her self-image was healing. She no longer felt like a failure, but like a courageous woman who learned a valuable lesson. A short time later, during a casual conversation, Elena shared her old business idea with a stranger. But this time, she didn't describe it with shame. She described it with the passion she had felt at the beginning, enriched by the wisdom she had gained. That stranger turned out to be an investor who was looking for exactly that vision. It wasn't a sudden, flashy miracle. It was the natural bridge of incidents that unfolded as soon her consciousness was healed of guilt and unworthiness. Elena understood the profound truth. Her poverty had never been a lack of money. It had been the presence of guilt. Her debts were not made of dollars. They were made of regret. By healing her consciousness through revision, her finances, the shadow, had effortlessly conformed to the new light. She had found inner peace first, and wealth, as promised, was just a natural consequence. Elena's story is your story. Maybe the details are different. Maybe your failure wasn't a business, but a costly divorce, a naive investment, or simply years of financial mismanagement born from a creeping feeling that you weren't good enough. It doesn't matter. The mechanics are the same. You are carrying, right now, the weight of an unredeemed past. And that weight is casting the shadow you call financial difficulty. You are living in a prison of unworthiness, and your bank account is just the reflection. This is not a judgment. It is your liberation. Because if the cause is within you, it means the power to change it is also entirely and divinely within you. You don't need the economy to change. You don't need your boss to give you a raise. You don't need anyone's permission to be free. You just need to make peace with yourself. You just need to heal your consciousness. Neville's method isn't a technique for getting money. It's a process of inner healing that, as a side effect, rearranges your world to reflect that new peace. If this truth resonates with you, if you feel even a shiver of recognition in these words, if you are tired of fighting shadows and are ready to heal the light within, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to feel. If this message is reaching you, I ask you to make a conscious gesture. Press the like button now. Not for me, not for this channel, but as a symbolic act. An act by which you declare to the universe and to yourself that you are ready to release the guilt, that you are ready to forgive yourself. And now, to anchor this decision in the sanctuary of your subconscious, go to the comment section and write this declaration. Don't write "I hope" or "I will." Write it in the present tense as a divine fact already accomplished. Write, "I am worthy of peace." Do it now. Feel the power as your fingers type those words. I am worthy of peace. This is your declaration of independence from guilt. This is the first foundational stone of your new reality. But how does this divine mechanic work? Why can a simple nightly imaginal act, a revision, have such a profound impact on the objective world of money and debt? Many misunderstand Neville's teachings, believing it's positive thinking. It is not. Positive thinking is the conscious mind's effort to deny reality. Revision is the subconscious mind's, Dodd's mind's, power to create a new reality. You see, your subconscious mind is the womb of creation. It is the fertile ground from which everything in your life springs forth. But it is not a selective ground. It is completely impersonal. It doesn't judge what you deserve or don't deserve. It simply accepts as true what you accept as true. And how does it know what you accept as true? Not by your words, not by your wishes. It knows by your feelings and convictions. Your self-image is the seed you are constantly offering this soil. When Elena lived in guilt, the seed she planted every day was, "I am a failure. I don't deserve abundance. Money is evil, and I was punished." The subconscious, in its perfect and loving obedience, said yes to that seed and sprouted a reality of debt, lack, and missed opportunities. The outer world, the mirror, was only faithfully reflecting the image she held within. Revision is so powerful because it doesn't try to convince the conscious mind. It bypasses the logical gatekeeper and goes straight to the director, the subconscious. When Elena, in the SATS state, imagined and felt that phone call of forgiveness and pride, she wasn't lying to herself. She was giving her subconscious a new seed, a new blueprint. She was overwriting the old impression of guilt with a new impression of peace and worthiness. The subconscious, having received this new impression, this new feeling of fact accomplished, immediately began its work. Like a divine director, it began to rearrange the scenes of Elena's life. It moved people, orchestrated encounters, the bridge of incidents, inspired new ideas, whatever was necessary to project onto the wall of space-time the new image she had impressed, the image of a woman who was worthy, forgiven, and at peace. Your finances, therefore, are nothing but your consciousness solidified. They are a three-dimensional printout of your self-image. This is why healing your finances by trying to manipulate money is madness. It's like trying to change your facial expression by hammering the mirror. The mirror can only reflect. If you want the mirror to smile, you must smile first. If you want your finances to heal, you must first heal your consciousness of guilt. This brings us to a staggering truth. Your debt is not in your bank account. Your debt is in your consciousness. It is an emotional debt of guilt, regret, and self-punishment that you keep paying. And the universe, being a perfect mirror, sends you the physical bills to honor that emotional debt. The moment you, through revision or the assumption of a new state of being, cancel that inner debt and feel truly at peace, feel truly worthy, the universe no longer has any reason to send you those shadows. Now you understand the mechanics. You understand that revision is not a trick, but a sacrament. It is divine forgiveness in action. But to apply revision at night, and then, during the day, return to feeding the same thoughts of guilt, lack, and unworthiness, is like planting a seed of prosperity in the evening and digging it up in the morning to see if it's growing. It will never work. Healing your consciousness requires not just a nightly act, but a new daytime discipline. Neville called it the mental diet. The mental diet is the art of living from and not for the outside world. This is the moment of truth. It's easy to feel worthy and at peace in the SATS state, in the comfort of your bed. But what happens when you open your eyes? What happens when the mailman delivers an envelope with a threatening letterhead? What happens when you open your banking app and the numbers you see are a screaming alarm that contradicts your inner peace? Here is where the real alchemy happens. This is where the shadows test your faith in the cause. Here is the practical instruction, the application of your new healed consciousness. When you are confronted with a test, a bill, a notice, a thought of panic, your old reaction was to identify with it. You would say, "This is terrible. I don't have enough. I'm trapped again." And in doing so, you fed the old self-image, the sick consciousness. From this day forward, you apply the mental diet. You observe the bill. You observe the number. But you refuse to make it your reality. You recognize it as just a shadow, a residue of the old, guilty state of consciousness that you have already begun to heal. In that moment, instead of reacting with fear, you pause. You take a deep breath. You remember the feeling of peace you cultivated in your nightly revision. That is real. The bill is the past illusion. In your heart, silently, you declare, "This is only a shadow. In my divine reality, which is the only reality, there is only abundance and peace. I am the source of this solution." You are not lying. You are affirming the higher truth and starving the lie of lack. Think of Richard. Richard was a businessman who had suffered a humiliating failure years prior. He lost everything, but worse, he lost his self-image. He saw himself as a finished man, a living mistake. Even after finding Neville, he struggled. His days were filled with memories of his ruin, and each memory was a gut punch, an injection of the poison of guilt and unworthiness. His mental diet became his only salvation. Richard decided he would no longer allow those thoughts to feed on his emotional energy. He created a simple mantra. Every time the memory of his failure knocked on the door of his mind, he didn't fight it. He didn't try to not think about it. He looked at it, and with calm inner authority, he declared, "That is dead and buried. It is forgiven and revised. Now I am success. I am peace." He refused to feel the guilt again. At first, it was a constant battle. It was like taming a wild beast. The thought would return 100 times a day. And 100 times a day Richard, with the patience of an alchemist, applied his balm. That is forgiven. I am peace. He wasn't trying to get his old company back. He was trying to heal his consciousness from the trauma of unworthiness. He was dying to his old self and being born into a new one. After several weeks, a miracle happened. The thoughts of failure began to lose their emotional charge. They would return, but they no longer had the power to hurt him. They had become like empty ghosts. Richard had starved them of their lifeblood, his attention, and his emotional reaction. He had replaced the consciousness of failure with the consciousness of peace. And of course, the shadows of his world had to change. He began to receive ideas, phone calls, and opportunities that could not have entered his old consciousness of guilt. This is the mental diet. It is not faking it. It is a profound discipline of non-reaction to the world of shadows and constant loyalty to the world of cause, your imagination and your consciousness. You are taking your I am away from the identity of the unworthy victim and placing it back where it belongs, in the identity of the divine creator, of absolute peace. You are healing your consciousness. moment by moment. True wealth, you see, is not the accumulation of money. That is just the consequence. True wealth is inner peace. It is the unshakable feeling of worthiness. It is the ability to walk through the world of shadows, bills, debts, negative news, without ever forgetting that you are the light that casts those shadows, and that by changing your inner nature, the shadows have no choice but to conform. This is the power Neville came to remind us of. We have reached the heart of the elixir. The healing of consciousness is not a single event. It is a permanent transmutation. It is time to stop identifying with your finances. You are not your bank account. You are not your debts. You are not your past history of failures. These are just experiences flowing through your awareness. But you are the awareness itself. You are the still observer, the alchemist. And the alchemist is never stained by the lead he is transforming. For too long, you have lived in reverse. You have allowed the shadows, the financial facts of your world, to define your inner light. You have let the effect tell you who you were. You have allowed the reflection in the mirror to dictate your expression. Today, we restore the divine order. You are the cause. You are the operant power. You are the I am that precedes every state. Before you are poor or rich, in debt or free, you simply are. And in that are-ness, in that pure awareness, lies all the power to choose the state you will occupy. Inner peace, therefore, is not something you get when your financial problems are solved. Inner peace is the divine weapon you use to dissolve the illusion of financial problems. When you claim your peace, when you feel worthy despite the evidence of your senses, you are declaring your sovereignty. You are telling the mirror universe, I don't care what you show me. I know who I am. I am peace. I am worthy. I am abundance. And the universe, which cannot argue with your assumption, must yield and conform. This is Neville's method for inner peace. It is the understanding that your imagination is God in action. Every time you apply revision to cleanse the past of guilt, you are exercising your divine power to forgive reality. Every time you practice the mental diet and refuse to react to fear, you are walking on the water of circumstance. You are proving to yourself that your healed consciousness is the only true substance, and money is just its obedient shadow. You are not here to attract money. You are here to radiate consciousness. You are here to heal your self-image, to remember your magnificence, to make peace with your past, and to claim your divine birthright to abundance, which is, first and foremost, an abundance of peace. Stop looking for wealth outside of yourself. The true wealth is your own wonderful human consciousness. It is the alchemical gold you have always possessed. Embrace this power. This is not arrogance. It is divine responsibility. You are the sole creator of your reality. Your consciousness is the one and only cause. Stop blaming the outer world and take back the throne of your inner kingdom. Heal your consciousness of guilt and unworthiness, and watch as your finances inevitably heal with it. This is not a maybe. This is the law. You are the alchemist of your consciousness. Your work is not to change the world, but to change yourself. And in changing yourself, you change the world. The peace you seek is already within you, buried under layers of false beliefs and past guilt. Use Neville's key. Revise, forgive, and assume the state of peace now. If this deep exploration of the law has ignited the flame of truth in you, if you feel this is just the beginning of your journey of transformation, then this is your invitation. Your work does not end here. To continue mastering these teachings, to sharpen your mind and permanently heal your consciousness, subscribe to Feeling is the Secret. Join this circle of conscious creators. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a single revelation. Every video is one more step toward your full sovereignty. Share this knowledge with anyone who you know in your heart is struggling, not against money, but against their own unworthiness. And if you haven't already, go to the comments now and leave your declaration. I am worthy of peace. Make this your seal. The work is done. Your healing has begun. And your world is just waiting for your new instruction.